Hello, and welcome to the Talking with the Experts online business summit. Get ready to gain invaluable insights from industry leaders, uncover innovative strategies, and elevate your business to new heights. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a startup founder, or a seasoned professional, this summit is designed for you. Let's unlock your full potential and drive your success. Stay tuned for an exciting lineup of experts ready to share their secrets. Let's get started. Transform your career with AI. Cynthia Okonkwo shares insights on using AI to boost career growth and productivity, debunking common AI fears. And my next guest is Cynthia Okonkwo. I'm not sure if I've got that right. I'm sure she'll correct me when she comes on. Now, Cynthia is going to be discussing with us your career and the AI advantage. And we've had a lot of talk about AI today, and I think that it's quite apt because AI is coming into our life, and we all need to learn how to harness the use of that. And Cynthia is a wife. She's a mother of one, and she has worked as a human resources professional for 30 years and currently serves as Associate Director of Human Resources. Her passion is helping others, so it should not be a surprise that employee relations and recruitment are her favourite HR areas. Her blog was born out of her desire to write a book that provides practical job search tips and advice from a spiritual, holistic perspective. She started seeing other people's blogs, became interested, and thought that blogging might be a great alternative or a springboard to completing her book. So here we are today. After blogging for 8+ years, she finally wrote her book, Candidate Value Proposition, which will be self-published. The work that she will release in fall in 2024, so it probably should be out very now or soon. Cynthia says that her sincere hope is that what she writes will help someone to achieve the career success that they desire, just as she has. Cynthia, it is such a pleasure to have you on.
For that. Here we go. It helps to be unmuted. Thank you so
Great.
much for having me.
It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well.
Could you just I don't think I got the pronunciation of your surname correct.
Oh, let me tell you, I give you an A+ for trying, and you were very close. It's Okonkwo.
Conqua. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're very welcome.
So tell me a
Well,
little bit about your past, how I sort of said, that you've been in HR for a while but what got you into AI?
well, my master's degree is in technology management, and I achieved that many years ago, about 15 or 20 years ago. But technology has always been something that has interested me greatly. And even in undergrad, when I took the senior computer science class, my capstone or my final project was a 380 page um, printed project where I created a business, an online business, and with customers and did all of that. And of course, I got an A, and my professor even recommended me to his wife, who was the controller at a local credit union, to help her and her staff get more familiar with. It was Lotus Notes at that time. It was not Excel, but
I
got
remember.
my yes, yes, got my first little part-time job as a result of that project.
All right, that's interesting. So how is AI, and how can it help with our careers?
Oh my gosh. I There are so many ways that AI can help with job search, first of all, because, the job search itself can be a job. And people who are already working and ready to make that transition to their next opportunity, they can feel a little overwhelmed when it comes to getting their resume ready, also getting their cover letter ready. And I always tell people, think of your resume and your cover letter as the peanut butter and jelly of the job search process. And your resume is the peanut butter, and your which um, presents your professional experience, and then your cover letter is the jelly, which tells your career story. And so, what I found over the years, as people continually ask me for advice on how to navigate the job search process, is that a lot of people stumble by through the process of wanting to know just what should they say on their resume, how much information should they include, how far back should they go in their employment history, and then when it comes to the cover letter, just the general wording. What do employers want to hear, want to read about you as a potential candidate, and how can you really um, send a cover letter that is partnering with your resume, that is going to kind of give that that impact that you need to provide to make a recruiter or a potential new employer want to learn more about you and your background. And so what AI does is takes a lot of that heavy lifting and does it for us. And so we can utilize it from the beginning, helping to write the resume, and then also helping to write the cover letter. And I say help, and I want everyone to understand that AI is not meant to replace the work that we should put in to our job search, because our job search is a very personal process, very personal to each one of us. And so we need to make sure that we keep that human element in there. So I want to just kind of go through. I'm not sharing my slides because I just want to make sure that I keep myself on track. But I'm going to go through some key points if you're ready for me to do so regarding this.
Please, go for it.
Okay, so first of all, thank you, Rose, for having me here, and welcome to everyone who is joining us. I want to start out by saying that I know that everyone on here knows that the job search landscape has changed tremendously. It was already changing before 2020, but then came COVID, and it changed even more. And so now the days of stopping by an employer's location and dropping off your resume, possibly even to the hiring manager, those days are pretty much gone, unless you're applying to a position with a local business or a mom and pop type family grown business that you might want to work for. And so we many of us probably don't realize when we actually started using AI, because AI has kind of been behind the scenes for a long time in the job search process as well as throughout our lives. So today, our objectives are to make sure that you improve what I call your candidate value proposition, and that is the total package of you professionally and what you have to bring to the table for an employer who is looking for someone with your skill set. And then I want to help you to understand AI in the job search, and to how to optimize your resume with AI, as well as how to navigate AI powered job search platforms, and then also how to help yourself prep for the interview as well, because that is the time, that is your additional, your shining moment opportunity. So, as we get into this process, let's talk about what is AI, and the purpose specifically in the job search. And I'm sure from the portion of the last speaker that last speaker's presentation that I viewed, you probably already have a pretty good idea of what AI or artificial intelligence is. But when we drill down and look at how it impacts the job search process, we want to make sure that we continue to understand that AI is a partner. It is machine learning, and it is the product of computers being trained to um, act as if they understand how humans act in a certain to a certain extent, because there's nothing that can replace the that human um interaction or the human input, but AI is your partner. And so what AI does is it takes some of those tasks, like making sure that your resume is optimized for an applicant tracking system. And to let you know what an applicant tracking system is, it's the system that you submit your resume to or upload your resume to on an employer site or on a job board. And what that applicant tracking system typically does is it's going to quickly scan your resume, and it's going to see how many of the keywords that are contained in the job description or the job vacancy announcement that you're applying to. It's going to see how many of those keywords you have in your resume. And that is so important, because the more keywords that you have strategically placed in your resume, the greater the opportunity or the chances that you'll get invited to speak with the employer, with the recruiter, or with the hiring manager. And what you want to make sure of, and what AI helps you to do when you utilize it, is it makes sure that you're not arbitrarily placing too many keywords in your resume. And it's also making sure that you are not um, having that you don't have the keywords in places that it's not really making good logic, presenting good logic, and helping your resume to flow much better. And there are specialized platforms that can help you do this. But what some people may not realize is that Chat GPT and the different, whether you're using Claude or Gemini or OpenAI, which a lot of us are familiar with, you can take advantage of those platforms of ChatGPT to help you to optimize your resume. So the relevance of AI to the job search, it starts with that initial action. And as you get your resume prepared, then you need to move on to your cover letter. And your cover letter can also take advantage, or you can take advantage of AI with while you're developing your cover letter as well. So let me go into a little bit more detail and help you to understand how AI is going to give you what I call the unfair advantage in the job search. So some applications in recruitment and job search platforms can include Monster, Indeed, Career Builder, and all of them have AI working in the background for you. And typically, what you're going to find is instead of just going onto the site and uploading your resume, what I would encourage you to do is, before you even log on to that site, get a copy of the job description for the position that you are planning to apply to, and drop it into Chat GPT and ask Chat GPT to write a resume that that is for this job description that below that I placed below. And you can tell it that, for instance, I have 30 years of HR experience, and I could say, please include, take into consideration that I have 30 years of HR experience, that experience includes um, employee relations, compensation, training, or whatever your specialty area of focus may be. And you will be very, very surprised at the quality of the resume that ChatGPT will generate for you. And once ChatGPT generates that resume for you, what you need to do next is you need to print that resume out or have it up on your computer screen. You need to read through it with a fine tooth comb because just like anything else that is quote unquote man made and also constantly evolving, sometimes it can have, a couple of little areas in there that might not quite make sense. Plus, the other thing that you want to do is keep ethics high on your radar and make sure that what ChatGPT generates for you in the form of a proposed resume, that it is accurately and honestly representing your background as it relates to the position that you are applying to. And so while it will make sure that the resume that it generates is representative, or it pulls forward, if you will, your knowledge, skills, and abilities that are job related, which is important to getting noticed by the hiring manager and recruiter, you have responsibility as the candidate to make sure that the information presented is accurate. So once you do that for your resume, what you want to do is you can do the same thing or something similar for your cover letter. And what I would encourage you to do is also have some notes jotted down of, about what the job vacancy announcement is asking for, because you want to make sure that you pull out those particular key points and in your cover letter, and that you relate examples of your work back to your resume and the professional experience that you presented on your resume. And what you can do once again is open Chat GPT platform and tell the Chat GPT platform to write me a cover letter for this position, and utilizing the resume that you generated for me. And if you're still in the same chat, you can just tell it, the resume that you generated for me above, or you can copy the contents of that resume that it generated for you, start a new chat, and then also um, copy and paste a copy of the job description once again, a couple of lines under that, and it will be absolutely amazing what will come out of it. And like I said, just like with the resume, you need to make sure that you proof the cover letter as well, and make sure that there are no misrepresentations there. And you need to create your final format. And a lot of people may be aware that some best practices for an engaging cover letter are to make sure that you have it dated, make sure that it is addressed to an individual, preferably the hiring manager, if you have that information. If you don't, just drop the contents into a Word document and add the contact information for the employer, the best contact information that you have, and make sure that it is representing you and telling the story of how you used your experience related to the job to help your current or former employer to face business challenges and to overcome them. And so, what you'll also find is once you get your resume and your cover letter finished and you upload them to the platform, another way that AI can help you in your job search is that you can set up search agents. And when you set up your search agents, then what they're going to do is they're going to scrape that platform, whether it be Indeed, Career Builder, Monster, any of those um, platforms or any other platforms that you may use, your job search agents will go out there and scrape that platform um, on a cadence or a frequency that you select and tell it to do so, and then it will email jobs that match your knowledge, skills, and abilities, and the type of position that you're looking to land. So, whereas in the traditional old school, as I say, job search, when we had to take hours and hours to just kind of scroll through different sites and on employers' websites to find relevant positions that we were interested in, take complete advantage of those job search agents. They will guide you with targeted questions such as um, what's your field of interest? How many years of experience do you have? A lot of them will even ask you what region, country, or city would you like to work in? And it will ask you about your preference for the amount of travel that you'd like to have incorporated into your particular position. And it takes all of that information, magically goes out there and finds jobs that actually fit your preferences, and it makes it much easier. Then there is on some platforms the opportunity to allow the platform to go ahead and apply for positions for you as well. Because remember, it already has your optimized resume in its system. It already has your cover letter. But the thing that I would caution you about utilizing AI to apply to the position for you is because I still strongly believe in making sure that you personalize your cover letter as much as you can. So if you have a cover letter that is specifically addressed to a particular employer, then you probably want to go in as much as you can, and you want to update that cover letter to represent that particular new employer that you're applying to, just so it can be more personalized and hopefully also catch their attention and increase the opportunities for you to be invited for an interview. So the other neat thing about the search agents is that you can save them as kind of, set and forget, and then you get the resume. I mean, you get the reminder notifications that you have job matches out there. While you're sending out resumes, you need to be doing interview prep. And believe it or not, there are platforms that will help you to get ready for your job interview, because that's the time when you really shine and you share information with your potential new employer. And there's an independent platform called Apply.ai, and there is a cost to it. However, it will create interview questions for you, and that you can then take those interview questions and you can either practice. I tell people practice in the mirror answering interview questions if you don't have a friend or a family member who can play the role of an interviewer. But you can have a platform like Apply.ai to generate relevant interview questions that will help you to feel more confident during your interview. But also remember ChatGPT. Even though there are paid platforms, I believe in sharing with people that listen almost anything that the paid platforms can do, there is a certain level of it that Chat GPT, even the free version, can help you to do. So I encourage you to take that same job description and or vacancy announcement that you apply to, drop it into Chat GPT and say, create 10 um, interview questions for me for my interview that's coming up for this position. And you have the contents there under your prompt where you're asking it to develop the interview questions, and it will develop a list of 10 interview questions that you can use to prepare for your interview. And I really call that giving your job search the unfair AI advantage, because never before have we had this type of technology to be able to help us. That, the prepping for the interview is probably one of the most stressful one of the most stressful processes or parts of the job search process. And to have this technology available to us, even free, or paid if you choose to have take advantage of any of the paid platforms, it is just absolutely phenomenal. And so then what you've done is you've given yourself, your job search, the unfair AI advantage, because not only is your resume optimized, your cover letter is also optimized and engaging. And then now that you've been invited for your interview, you now have targeted interview questions that you have utilized to prepare for your job interview. And you can either log on if it's a virtual interview or walk into an in-person interview with so much more confidence, self-confidence, knowing that you are fully prepared. And also you can ask ChatGPT to generate for you questions that you can ask the interviewer. And for instance, ask it to generate at least a list of 5 questions that you could ask the employer. Now, this does not take the place or replace the research that you should do about the company. And what you can do is, after you do research about the company, you can also put the company's name into Chat GPT and ask it to give you 5 questions that you could ask, let's say the Coca-Cola company, if you're interviewing with them, about their most recent product release, or about a recent news article that they appeared in, or some additional expansion prospects that they're thinking about. And ChatGPT will come up with those questions as well. And then last but not least, another thing that you can take advantage, or another way that you can take advantage of Chat GPT with, is by getting Chat GPT to help you to write your thank you letter, or your thank you note. Of course, it doesn't have to be handwritten these days. These days, potential employers, they will welcome a thank you email as well. And so you can ask Chat GPT to draft a thank you note that you can send to your interviewers, um, for interviewing you as one of their potential finalists for the position that you've applied for. And so, as you can see, you will have utilized ChatGPT from the start of your job search all the way through the thank you note and showing your appreciation for being considered. So I hope that this information that I've shared with you today has been impactful. Um, I am always willing to help people with their job searches, and of course, Rose has my contact information. If you want to email me, then please reach out and you can find me on various social platforms as well.
Cynthia, that was absolutely amazing. What a process, all done with AI. My goodness, how simple has that become?
Yes, definitely. And I hope that people will take advantage of it.
Absolutely. I think they're mad not to. Cynthia, it's been an absolute honor to have you on today. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom with us. And I look forward to speaking with you again sometime into the future.
Well, thank you, Rose. Thank you so much again for having me and enjoy the rest of your summit.
I will do. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you for joining us at the Talking with the Experts Online Business Summit. I'm Rose Davidson, and it's been an honour to host this incredible event. We hope you found the insights and strategies shared by our esteemed speaker valuable. Remember, your journey to success doesn't end here. Keep applying what you've learned, stay connected with our community, and continue to push boundaries of your business. Until next time, keep thriving and striving for excellence. Goodbye, and see you at our next summit.